I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about pretty much like who we used to be, like the things that we used to do before we came to Christ. And it's amazing how, like, whatever that's going on, it's so amazing to see what God is doing in our lives. Like what God is doing, it's so similar to the process that we're pretty much like going through. Like it's the same, because we got saved literally close to God saved like a year before her, and then she got saved a year after me. And you know, the process of sanctification started. And let me tell you, if me and this girl used to party hard. Like we were like the party girls. The things that we used to do, me and this girl, like we were crazy, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure many of you guys can relate, okay? Because there's no one, we're not shaming anybody here, okay? It doesn't matter where have you been, what you've done. And we were just talking about the goodness of God. You know, we were talking about like, oh my God, knowing what you know now, like how do you feel? And I was just like, girl, I am just so grateful. I'm grateful to God that I am the woman I am today. And she started saying something like, you know, imagine like there's something that she did because she was in a survival mode. And I was like, girl, I can relate. You literally talking as if I was never like that girl too. You know, so many things that we did when we were in survival mode, and I'm sure you might have been there too, where you did things in survival mode, that things that were you never even wanted to do, but you ended up doing those things because you were like, you know what, I don't have another choice, because the enemy knows how to blind us from the truth, and he give us a truth, but that is not full. You know how you can be deceived. You know, he will make something bad look like it's a blessing, but you, with your limited knowledge, you'll be like, yeah, it's God's blessing, but God would never bless you at the cost of someone else's livelihood, or you know, at the cost of your own dignity, or are going against his own word. God will never go against his own word to bless you. His word is, you know, his word is the same. So we were talking about it, and we're like, man, you know, it's like we know there's some people who are probably just living in shame and guilt and condemnation, blaming and feel like God doesn't love them, or God can never forgive them, or you know, they feel bad for the things they've done in the past. And I was like, no, man, when we were talking about it, we're like, you know what, it's true, but most people, the enemy will continue, and even when you come to Christ, the enemy will try to convince you that, oh, you know, you're bad because of the things you did. Because that when we come to Christ, we become a new creation. The moment, if you don't know that word, the enemy will literally try to convince you. Even after you get saved, he would try to convince you that you, like, literally you're bad, you don't deserve God's grace. But listen, it doesn't matter what you did in the past. Number one, you have to know that you have been forgiven. God has forgiven you. You need to forgive yourself and understand that you are now a new creation. You need to embrace your new identity in Christ. The moment you give your life to Christ, the old is gone. Now the new is here. So this year, my brothers and sisters in Christ, I need you all to walk in your new identity. And when you walk in your new identity, don't use God's grace as an excuse for you to continue to sin. No, use it, because grace actually empower us to have authority over sin, to have self-control, to be grateful of the grace, but not take it for granted or abuse it. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. This year, walk in your identity. Know that you've been forgiven. Forgive yourself for all the past mistakes that you've made in your survival mode. I have forgiven myself, because I have forgiven myself. There's no condemnation. I don't condemn myself. I just know that, listen, you know what? It is what it is. I didn't know better. If I knew better, I would have done better. And if you knew better too, you would have done better. So forgive yourself and live your best life this year. Mwah! I'll see you guys next time. Bye.